Hey, welcome. If you're watching this on the replay, my name is John Cordray, and I am a national certified therapist, and I'm the calm expert. And as always, I am delighted to have you here. Thank you so much for coming in. And today we're going to talk about some really tough issues. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Come on in. Arsene, hello. All of if you're new to me, if you can just type in new so I can say hello and welcome and thank you. Hi guys from Russia. Cool. Nice. New. All right. Hello. Anessa. Shanice. Welcome. Ariana. Sorry if I get your name mixed up, guys. I apologize. Hi from Texas. Yes, you're new. Thank you. Good morning. Emma. New. Welcome. New from Queens. Nice. Hello guys, come on in, I really appreciate you. From Chicago, very cool. I am doing very well. Is it Yazer? Charlotte, welcome. Hi, how's it going? From Italy, nice. Hi Patricia, good to see you. From Arizona, Canada, yes. Very, very nice, glad you're fine. Good morning from Illinois, nice. Maryland, very cool you guys. If you're new to me, I want to welcome you. I really appreciate you. As I said earlier, I'm a national certified therapist. Hello from the Netherlands, Norway, nice. Dallas, thank you. And I devote my life to help people keep calm. And I own my own private practice, so I'm a therapist. I see clients all the time. Hello, what are you doing? I'm talking about anxiety, stress, and depression. And I want to help you, no matter where you're from. Thank you, Unity. I appreciate that. Wherever you're from, I want to help you learn to keep calm. I want to be a support. I want to encourage. I want to inspire you. You like my hair? Yes, I got it. I got my hair cut on Tuesday. I needed it. My hair was crazy. Hello from Saudi Arabia. Welcome. And here's what I'll do. Before we get started, I have a favor to ask. If you would do me a favor. Thanks. Hi from Texas, Martha. Welcome. If you could do me a favor and share this out on Twitter. I like sharing it on Twitter just because that allows me to thank you again. So if you share it on Twitter, I will give you a heart and I will retweet it as a way of saying thank you. Good morning, Mark. Welcome. Hey, how's it going? Thank you. Thank you, Kiki, versus everyone shared on Twitter. Thank you so much. You're from Indonesia. Nice. So if you could do this, if you can share it out on Twitter, that's really the best place for me anyway, because I can I can help you and I can show you that I appreciate your feedback. Yeah, great. Thank you for sharing on Twitter, Miss Kinsley. Mrs. Kinsley. I appreciate that so much. Okay, and if you're new, or if you're not new, one of the things I like to do at the beginning of my scopes is just to kind of get no, sorry, I don't speak Arabic. Just to get a feel for who's watching, what you're struggling with. So if you struggle with anxiety, if you can give me a number 1. So if you struggle with anxiety, put up a 1 in the comments just so I know who all here struggles with anxiety. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I see that. Wow, a lot of you struggle with anxiety. Okay, all right, very good. Thank you so much. If you struggle with stress, and it's possible to struggle with more than 1, if you struggle with stress, put up a 2. So if you struggle with stress, put up a 2. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate that. That lets me know. Yeah, PTSD. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know. All right, thank you. And then if you struggle with depression, hi Connie, welcome. If you struggle with depression, can you put up a 3? Now, not necessarily every single day, but on an ongoing basis. So a 3. And some of you might have 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Oh, you're all 3. Okay, yeah, Kimberly, I see that. All right, thank you. Hey, Hillary, welcome. Yeah, and your anxiety leads to a heavy. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for loving my scopes. I appreciate that. Gibbons, thank you for inviting somebody. Good morning, Nurse Marnie. Always great to see you. So, okay, this is what I've been really focusing on these 3 things lately this week because I think it's one of the things that so many people struggle with, but we keep it to ourselves. We don't talk about it. We don't share it with somebody else because we feel that burden. We feel, good morning, we feel that shame and that regret and that guilt. And so we keep it to ourselves and we don't want to talk about it. But I'm finding that people actually do want to talk about it if it's in a safe environment. And I want my scopes to be safe. I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel comfortable. And if you're a troll saying things like, shut up, you're welcome to stay because I know you're hurting as well. But if people continue to be mean, then I invite, if you're watching this and you don't want people to be mean, you can block them too, and I'll try to block them as well. That's okay. All right, you're joking. Good. That's why I give trolls a second chance, okay? If you're not a troll, I apologize. But if somebody is going to be mean, you can be mean to me. It doesn't hurt me. But if you're going to be mean in here because so many people are struggling and they're vulnerable already, this is not the place for you, okay? But if you're struggling and you're hurting and you have deep emotional wounds, this is the place for you. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to realize that if you struggle with any mental illness, whether it's anxiety or stress or depression or some other thing, there's nothing wrong with you. It's what you struggle with. Thank you, Marty, for praying for those who are hurting. I appreciate that. And we need each other. We need each other. I want a community. I want a community where we can accept each other for our struggles. Hello, Susan. That we accept each other for our struggles, that we don't judge, that we don't point fingers, that we don't accuse, that we don't blame, that we don't shame. Because we've already, if you struggle with anxiety, depression, or stress, or some other mental illness, you already feel it, don't you? You already feel depressed. You already feel the shame, the burden, that you're a burden to everybody else. So this is not a place for judgment. Thank you, guys. I can't get to everybody's comments. If you really want me to see a comment, you might have to copy and paste. You're new to my scopes. Thank you. I'm happy that you're here as well. I appreciate you. Hey, Andrew. Good to see you, buddy. Exactly. We don't need more. You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I am a counselor. Is that Nita? Sorry if I messed it up. Yes, I'm a national certified therapist, and I do a lot online. I have my own private practice. That's how I make my income. I see clients all the time. But I also spend an awful lot of time online with Periscope. I have a podcast that I'm going to put out a new episode later today. And I have a YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is all about helping you learn to keep calm. Hey, Leslie, I saw you come in there. You're overwhelmed with everyone needing my attention all the time. Susan, I get it. And if you're a mom or if you are a boss, you have a lot of people wanting your attention. And if you struggle with something and somebody else is wanting your attention and trying to take it from you, that's a huge burden. That's a huge burden. And so you're in the right place. Oh, your family and your friends. Yes. They expect you. People place a high expectation on so many people. Thank you, Wilma, for inviting your followers. People will put a lot of expectations on you to get better because they need you, right? They're needy. Thank you for inviting followers. I appreciate that, Abigail. Someone asked about my YouTube channel. The best way to find my YouTube channel is actually in the link of my Periscope here. And I think, I might have a link that I could show you somewhere. I thought I had it. It's, well, if you go to my website, johncordray.com, and then put a /YouTube, that'll take you right to my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel they have a lot of edited videos that I talk about these things. So if you really want to see a lot of my content, you can go to my YouTube channel. Also, I want you to follow me here on Periscope as well. I would appreciate that. Hi, John. New here from Sherry. Hey, Sherry, welcome. First timer. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. I will try to get to your questions as many as I can. If you really have a question for me, because I have a podcast, I do Periscope, I have my YouTube channel, and I'm always looking for questions from you that I can turn into a topic that I could feature. So if you're interested, you have a question for me, then tweet me. I have a Twitter account. It's the same handle as my Periscope. It's somewhere. I have all these different. It's at John P. Cordray, and you can tweet it out to me, your question, and it might be featured on either my YouTube or my podcast. You're the ultimate survivor. Yes, you are a survivor. I like that. I like that. Are we going to talk about meds? Martha, I'm making a point because I'm not a doctor. I don't talk about medication. So I refer people, if you have questions about meds, to talk to a doctor or talk to a pharmacist. That's something that I try not to refer, because I don't want to talk about something that's not in my specialty. Okay? So what is in my specialty is helping people feel better. Yeah, Dr. Melody Watkins, she's a psychiatrist. I think she's still on Periscope, but she's a psychiatrist that she would be the one to talk to about medication. All right, first timer. Hey, Kayla, welcome. I appreciate you coming in. Awesome. Okay, so we've already established that a lot of you have anxiety, stress, and depression. I would imagine that there are some of you here who have other people in your life that struggle with that. Maybe you don't struggle with anxiety, but you might know somebody that does. Maybe you don't struggle with depression, that maybe you know somebody who does. And so I want you to be here as well. And very likely it might be both, right? So you might be struggling and somebody else that you love is struggling. And so I want to address that because, and if I don't get to your questions, then tweet me, please. I'll do my best to do that. That's the best way. That way I can give you individualized attention. I'll tweet you back with my answer, or put it on my podcast or my Periscope. Heal thy own self. Yes, you got to work on yourself. First time, thank you, Tara. I appreciate you being here. Yep. So, a little bit of background for me. How could I get out of past dwelling in the past? That's a good question. Very good question. About a little bit of background for me. I'm a therapist. I've been a therapist since 2005. And I also had, my wife has struggled with depression and anxiety for 4.5 years. She's a lot better now. But there was a time for over 4 years where it was so intense that she had to take off time from work, be on disability. And she's okay with me telling you this, and by the way, because she wants the message to get out there. I wanted to share it because there's hope. Yesterday on my Periscope, I talked about if you struggle with these things, there's still hope. And it doesn't mean that you're weird or bad. It doesn't mean that God is punishing you. It means that you struggle with something very real, and so many people struggle with it. You dropped out of school because I struggle so bad. Yeah, Kimberly, I do have a lot of students who can't go back to school because of it. How do you support who has depression? These are all great questions, you guys. Someone said about the past, it's not easy. What I'm here, I want you to know it's not easy to work through this. So when I talk about things and give you some different ideas, I know that what works for one person may not work for everybody else, okay? And you have to be the one to work on you. And when it comes to your past, so often anxiety is rooted in guilt, trauma, or something that happened from the past, shame, or you're worried about the future, that something bad is going to happen. So it's not easy, but what you need to do is try to focus on the here and now, today. What do you need to do today? Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. But today, what can you work on today? And I know a lot of you are struggling with trauma. I know a lot of you are struggling with a lot of hidden wounds that people cannot see. You started your new job back, sorry I didn't get that. And when you really struggle with depression or stress or anxiety, it's hard to do your normal things. It's hard to go to work. It's hard to pretend, right? It's hard to act like everything's okay, but you're dying inside. And I know you know this. I just want to confirm it. I want you to realize that I get it. I get you. And I know that a lot of you feel like nobody gets you. I know a lot of you feel like you're the only one. I spend the mornings and evenings crying, dredging, going to work. You're not the only one, but thank you so much for sharing that. Hi, Christy. That means a lot. You guys, you don't know how much it means to me for you to share your struggle on my Periscope, because that takes a lot of courage. And I'm proud of you. But it also means to me that you feel safe to talk about it. Gratitude Journal does a lot. Yes. And that's my goal. I want to create a community that not just comes and listens to me, but a community that helps each other. So if you relate or resonate with somebody that you see sharing in the comments, reach out to them and say, I hear you, or I'm there for you too. Because the main thing that when you struggle with depression or anxiety or stress, it makes you feel alone. I'm so sorry that you lost your kids. That's so traumatic and so hard. Good morning, Moody Boop Boo. That is hard. Great example right there, Blondie. You express your sympathy and your gratitude for. It's like a bond, right? It's like you're in a club, but a club that you don't want to be a part of. But you need to be a part of, because you can't do this alone. So yeah. By accident. Yeah, that happens. That happens. I can control something, my anxiety go high alert, and when I start feeling sick. Nausea is really huge. And in fact, I talk about anxiety and nausea on my YouTube channel. I have a video on there about that. So I would encourage you to go to watch that. I hate having a bad week, then good week, and a bad week. It's horrible. Yeah, when you go back and forth, and sometimes you don't know why you feel better or for worse. That is hard. I felt sick. It's the worst. When I physically do too much, I get anxiety and not eat. And sometimes people eat too much. You're exactly right. Can't go to sleep. Dad left the house after Ivan with those 30 plus years. Wow. You guys are really going through a lot. You lost so much weight. Yeah. Hello, Inner Beauty. Welcome. You are going through so much. And I want you to know, hey Roger, I want you to know that I am here for you. I want to encourage you. And I want you to know you're not alone. And you can see from the comments here, you can see people in this community that you're not alone. And I really hope that when you are at the lowest part of your life, that when you feel all alone, that you'll remember, oh, there are people who have my back. There are people, yes, I do private online. It's not counseling, but I do coaching. You can go to my website if you want to check that out. But you're not alone. And it's when you suffer when you have a bad day, and I mean a bad day of depression or anxiety or even stress, you feel overwhelmed, you feel alone. You probably feel like no one understands you, no one gets you. But I want you to know that there are people here that get you, they understand, and they want to help you and support. We need each other. You cannot go through this alone. And that's my biggest thing of why I'm online, why I'm on my podcast, why I'm on Periscope, why I have a YouTube channel, why I'm on Snapchat. I want you to realize that you are not alone. Yes, being alone makes it worse. You're exactly right. And it doesn't matter how young or how old you are. It will affect you. How about you feel insecure. This is a place, if you follow me, and I hope you do, I hope you follow me here on Periscope. And by the way, if you find value in this, if you can share this out on Twitter, that would mean a lot. I would appreciate that. Let's get the word out. Let's invite other people to be a part of this community. Because I know how hard it is. Thank you, Tamara, for inviting followers. You and I know how hard it is to live life without the stress and anxiety and depression, but much harder it is to live it with it. And so we need to invite other people. We need people to hear this message. I need people here to see you sharing your struggle, because that's part of your recovery. You've been raped and molested and have 4 close friends pass away. Wow. That is huge. And that's very, very courageous of you to share that with us. Amazing. Does drinking make anxiety worse? Yeah, I think anything to self-medicate can make it worse. So I don't recommend drinking. If drinking's a depressant, you guys, it's going to make it worse, especially if you're on medication. Drugs are going to make it worse. It might be temporary fixes, real temporary, but it'll make it worse in the long run. Yeah, you smoke a lot of weed. That actually is not really good for you. It's temporary. But I'm not here to judge you, okay? If you do those things, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to point my finger at you. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. Yeah, you're right. Even medications that are supposed to help you feel better can have side effects to make you feel worse. Yeah, no judgment. That's exactly right. The last thing that you or I need is people to judge. And that's not what this is about. You're a recovering drug and alcoholic. Wow, okay, thank you. And so often when you struggle with some traumatic event, or when you have anxiety, when you have depression, you want to do anything to get rid of that pain. You're willing to do anything. And sometimes suicidal thoughts will come in to your head. You'll drink, you'll get drunk, you'll do drugs. You want to do anything that you can to escape that pain. And Connie, you're right. We judge ourselves enough as it is. People who don't understand anxiety think we do it ourselves. Yep, I agree. And I talked about that, how to help somebody realize that anxiety is real. Just because if you don't experience anxiety doesn't make it any fake. You're not faking it. Yeah, it makes you panic. We choose to live this way. Yeah, you don't. Nobody wants to live with anxiety or depression. Nobody. I never made connection to my nausea. Yeah. Hey, your emotions and your physical body are interconnected. That's why it's so important to exercise. That's why it's so important to eat healthy, to drink plenty of water. And by the way, this is water, not coffee. See, it's water. I do drink coffee too. But if you have a lot of anxiety, I'm sorry to say, but too much caffeine can make it worse. But you've got to exercise. You've got to eat well. You've got to drink plenty of water. And it's so connected. Your exercise, how you take care of your body, then your body will take care of your emotions. Okay, they are not one or 2 different things. They're together. Eating healthy is the best plan. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, did you ask a question? I can't see everybody's questions. If I don't answer your question, tweet me your question and I'll get back to you. Okay? I'm a vegan. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Is it hard to be yourself? Well, I think if you struggle with anxiety, you have that guilt or that depression, that guilt that maybe you look around and see everybody else is better, happier. They seem to have it all together, but they don't. But I think that's what your anxiety and stress and depression will do. But yeah, if you're new, I am a national certified therapist, a licensed counselor. I do this for a living. I have a private practice, and I've been counseling since 2005. And before that, before I became a therapist, I actually was in ministry. So I did a lot of work in the church and a lot of work, 5 years full-time on staff at Campus Crusade for Christ. So I have a lot of background in helping people. And now I've devoted my life since 2005 to help people learn to keep calm from this stress, the black, the bleak, the lonely feeling that depression and anxiety causes. Everyone says, how can you be home all the time? Was that because of your stress or your anxiety and depression? You know, a lot of anxiety, you feel trapped. You might have social anxiety and you feel like you can't get out, and so you feel trapped, imprisoned in your own home. And that's hard. It's not like you're doing it on purpose. It's not like you say, "Well, I'm going to be lazy and not do anything." It's that anxiety that is waging war against you. Any small mistakes I do makes you feel guilty. Yeah. Guilt is the worst feeling. Oh, where am I located? I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri is where I'm located, and that's where I'm at. Breathe to relax. Oh, interesting. I haven't heard of that one. Can you give me a few... Oh, sorry. Wow, those are going by fast. Sorry, guys. Copy it and paste it back in, or tweet me. I can't be in a large crowd. Yeah, social anxiety. And again, I talk about that on my YouTube channel. I have a video on social anxiety that might be helpful for you. I devote a lot of time working on my YouTube channel. In fact, I'm going to be doing a new one today. And if you have an idea, if you want me to work on a topic for my YouTube channel, let me know. Or a video on my YouTube channel. This scope has given me so many good vibes. Oh, good. I'm glad. Sometimes I avoid leaving the house to avoid comparison trap. Yeah, when you have the anxiety, you feel like people are watching you. They're looking at you. They're waiting for you to make a mistake. But that's your anxiety speaking, not the truth. And the biggest thing with anxiety or even depression, you feel like you have these feelings that you're not good enough, there's something wrong with you, you're crazy, whatever these negative thoughts that you have or feelings, you start to believe them. And then you start to give in to them. And then it makes you feel like a less of a person. And you're not. And I'm here to say you're not less of a person if you have any type of struggle. You're not. You're a human being. You have dignity and value. You are special. Okay? Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And don't forget that. The more we talk about it, the more we are spreading awareness. Absolutely. We've got to talk about it. We need to share it. We need to feel safe. And we need to be not embarrassed that we struggle. We've got to get it out there. And I need your help to spread that awareness. Doctor sent me to a counselor. What should I be looking for? Good question. What I would do before you go see a counselor, write down some questions. What kind of a counselor are you looking for? Someone who's outgoing, someone who's rather stoic, somebody who's young or older or experienced? Those are things that you need to think about before you go. And yes, anxiety does run in families. It's very hereditary. But if you have an idea, you're not judging, you're just wanting to make the right decision. And if you find a counselor that you relate to, that you have some good connection with, you're going to get better faster. That's my opinion. Exercise definitely helps. Many tells me I'm telling you crazy. You're not crazy, and that's the worst thing that somebody can tell you. Just for always helping to a moment other than reaching out for anything. Yeah, I'm not completely against medication, but I'm not completely for it either. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to talk about medication. But when a client comes to see me in my office, and they ask me that question, should I do medication? Here's what I tell them. I say, do you really want to do it? I'll support you. But do you want to try everything that you can before you go to medication? And so I do a lot of CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. And what that is I'll teach something in my session, and then I'll say, now go do it at home. Go do it at work. Go do it in the real world, if you will. And then they come back and we talk about it. And is it working? Do we need to tweak it? So, yeah, that's what I do. And so I'm not one to say, go take medication, because you start to depend on that medication. And sometimes you need it. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you need the medication to get you through. But I think there comes a time that you need to try to work your way off the medication. Night terrors, torment, and anxiety. Yes, they can be. They can be, and it's different for everybody, but it could be something that happened that was very traumatic and your subconscious is starting to come about. or it might be an intense fear of something. Hello again. Welcome. Thanks for coming back. No night terrors, PTSD terrors are from, PTSD is a form of intense traumatized anxiety and stress. Okay, so it's acute. And PTSD is something that can be developed. You don't have to go to war. You don't have to be a veteran to experience PTSD. PTSD comes about either you have physically experienced some kind of traumatic event, or have you witnessed it? Something happened in front of you. So the PTSD, in fact, when I was talking about my wife earlier, who struggled with anxiety and depression for so many years, I believe she developed PTSD because she almost lost her best friend, and it was a very sudden thing. What's the difference between a counselor and a psychologist? Good question. A psychologist is more, now I'm not a psychologist, okay, so you might want to talk to a psychologist, but there's a lot of similarities, right? We go through a very similar training, but a psychologist is more on the research based. There are psychologists that have a private practice like I do, so that's where it comes in to be similar. But psychologists can also go on to get their PhD and maybe teach in a university, that type of thing. Hello, welcome to T. Magella. Sorry if I get your names mixed up. How do you know if you have PTSD? Well, probably the best thing, I always caution against self-diagnosis. But if you think you have PTSD, my recommendation that you go to a therapist and talk to them and get their opinion. But if you really, really feel like it, then it's very, very possible. But you'll need someone to help walk you through it. How do you reach your full potential, overcome anxiety? Good one. My doctor told me I do have PTSD. Yeah, and it's very, very likely. Takes time. Takes time. Let's see. Someone asked a question. I'm sorry, I forgot. I don't remember. There's so many. I feel like I have ADHD so much on here because I'm trying to answer so many different questions. That's good. I love it. Keep them coming. I love this conversation. Your husband causes you anxiety. Yeah, I mean, there are people who can be living, breathing triggers. I call them triggers. And they produce high, intense emotions, reactions inside you. Maybe you do have, I don't know. I think we all do to some point. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. PTSD curable? Yes, it is. Anxiety is curable. It's very curable. It may feel like it's not. It takes time. There's no magic formula, but you have to continue to work at it. You can't give up. When you feel like you want to give up, that's when you need to keep going the most. How? Yeah. I have to go, but going to watch. Okay, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. By the way, I'm going to come on again later this afternoon because I know their time differences are a little bit different. I'm going to be talking more about this later this afternoon if you want to come back. Fear away, push forward. Yeah, you push forward. Anxiety goes away, then comes back with a vengeance. It can do that. Yep. It can trick you to make you feel like, hello. It can trick you and make you feel like you're getting better, and then it comes right back. And then you just keep going. You keep fighting. Yes, I love that. Keep fighting. We will get through this. We need to hear more of that. We need to be able to say that more often. We need to be each other's cheerleaders. And by the way, I call myself your CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer. Is coffee bad? No, it's not bad. YouTube on fear of success. Well, I would need to know more about your question. Max, no, that's not a good place to say that here, buddy. So if you're going to continue, you're going to get blocked. But you're welcome to stay. Just participate nicely. Mom has anxiety, and now I live back home. It's hard living there. Yeah, you're right, Abigail. It's very difficult. When my wife had anxiety, high anxiety, and a lot of depression, You know, I'm a therapist, and so every day, all day, I would be with clients, and I would come home, and I really couldn't relax because I kind of had to go into that caregiver mode, and that got me down. So I had to rely on other people as well. And I would encourage you, don't go through this alone. And it's not you're not blaming your mom. It's just hard. It's hard living with somebody who's always down all the time. And that's okay. But if you are a caregiver, you need to get that help as well. And not get mad. Don't get angry. I'm so glad my anxiety doesn't hurt. You're saying hurt anymore? I'm glad. It's very hard. I was trying to get the draw. I get anxiety and panic attacks for 6 years now. It's hard to get rid of it. It is. Very hard, but not impossible. Don't give up. It's when you give up and you give in, that's when it gets worse and it feels like it's never going to get better. But you need to surround yourself, like people in this community right here, surround yourself with people who will help you when you're at your lowest. When you are at the darkest, deepest pit. You know what I'm talking about. When you're there, you need people to say it's okay. You need people to say you're going to get through this. We need each other. Yes, absolutely. Oh, I see is that the Catch logo? Yeah, I'm sad that the Catch is leaving. They are a great community. I got to meet the CEO of Catch in January I was a speaker at the Periscope Summit, and I got to meet a lot of great people there. You know you're not alone, but during my attack, it feels like it. If you start to feel anxiety, I would recommend that you go to my YouTube channel and play a video. If you have a panic attack, play one of my videos that I talk about panic attack while you're having a panic attack. That will help bring you down. It will help get you focused. And that's why it's there. That's why I use my YouTube videos as resources for you. That's why I'm doing it. So I would encourage you to do that. And go to my YouTube channel. It's johncordray.com/YouTube. And the link is in my bio here on Periscope. So follow me on Periscope and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. Yes, silent exercise helps. Yes, it does. Thanks for the scope. You're very welcome, Mike. I'm always here. And if you need to reach out to me, please tweet me. If you're feeling down or lonely, tweet me. Guys, I'm only a tweet away. I'm here for you. I'm glad, Possum. I'm glad. I want to help. Good. Thank you for coming in. If this is new, if you're new, you're my new friend. And I want you to know that. I want you to believe I'm real and authentic on Periscope. I'm not perfect, but I'm real. And I want you to know that. Reach out through phone. I would prefer that we connect online first before we go to phone. First time, and so glad. I am so glad that you found it as well. I really want to tweet you. I just don't want others to know I'm still struggling. Then if you want to reach out to me privately, then go to my website, and then you can email me, and it goes right to me, okay? So you can go to my website, johncordray.com. Yes, I'm on Snapchat. Yep. You're welcome. And you can go to my website here, and you can email me. So if you want it to be more confidential, great. How does one deal with test anxiety? Oh, good one. Finals are coming up, right? That's a hard one because we know that's situational because it's around a test. Snap, same. If you want to go to my Twitter, and you can scan my code right there. It's pinned to my tweet. No, wait, no, it's not. Let me think. Just use my username, John P. Cordray. It's the same as my Periscope. I think I have, yeah. So this is my Snapchat, John P. Cordray. If you want to follow me on Snapchat, I'm a little corny, goofy. You'll get to know my goofy side on Snapchat. But test anxiety comes from feeling like you're not prepared. It comes from thinking and knowing and believing that you're going to do poorly. So you got to prepare. So do everything you can ahead of time. Preventative is always better than reactive. So prepare for it. Do the best that you can. Take, write down if you need to. I can do this. Focus on the test, not on the other people who are getting done before you. Just take it one question at a time, and just try to slow everything down. Yeah, and to try to breathe as slow as you can. Rhythmic breathing. And as soon as you have that negative thought, you got to counter it with a positive thought. Hey, Laura, welcome. Thanks. Good to see you. I need friends who have panic attacks. Why do you need, so they can relate to you? Should you tell a job that you have anxiety and depression? That depends, Abigail. I think it's a good question. If your job performance is being affected, and if it's keeping you from really being productive, then I think that's appropriate, and let them know. But you have to work through that. You have to think through, is that the appropriate thing? Yeah, good to see you, Laura. Laura, hey, by the way, Laura Clark TV, just so you all know, she's a friend of mine, and she has Periscopes on healthy eating. She's a whole food nanny. So if you really want to learn about eating healthy, we talked about the importance of eating healthy here, then make sure you follow Laura Clark TV, okay? Yeah, so Laura, if you want to throw up some emojis, I'm happy to have some people follow you. Yep, there she is. So if you want to learn how to eat healthy, make sure you follow Laura. She's a great, great, great lady. And a good friend, yes. So, yes, I really appreciate this community. I really hope that you will follow me here on Periscope. I appreciate that. I don't take it for you, take you for granted. Can withdrawal from meds take away anxiety? Can withdrawal from meds take away? Withdrawal is hard. Withdrawal, that is your body saying that it's hard to give up something. And it's very difficult. But it can produce, and in the moment of the withdrawal, can produce more anxiety and panic, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. If that makes sense? So if you're withdrawing from hard drugs, for instance, it's good to get that out of your system, but it's your body saying, wait a minute, I'm used to having these hard drugs. Now it's hard to get off of them, but you want to get off of those. Stay strong. Hey, thank you. Thank you for coming in. If you just came in, I would appreciate it if you don't mind to tweet this out. What you do, if you want to know how, is click on the numbers, a little Perry girl at the bottom, and the share button, and you'll see a Twitter, share on Twitter. If you can share this on your Twitter feed, I really like that, because after my Periscopes, I get on and I give you a heart and I retweet it just to say thank you for doing that. And I want to spread awareness. Let's spread awareness. Thank you guys for sharing. Let's spread awareness that, one, it's okay if you struggle. It's okay if you struggle. Two, there's a place of safety. You can be safe and accepted. And I want to share that out because there's millions and millions and millions of people who struggle. Thank you guys for sharing. It means a lot to me. And the hearts, by the way, means a lot to me as well. I do appreciate that so much. Quit my job and stress went away, but still wake up too early. Insomnia. Yeah, so you have insomnia. So then you go back to the basics. Go back to the basics. Are you exercising? Are you eating well? That's okay if you don't use Twitter. Not a problem. Are you drinking enough water? So those are the basics. Take care of your body. Hello from France. Take care of your body. You might have other health issues, so I would refer you to a doctor. Go to your doctor and say, I have an insomnia, and say, I want to do everything I can without going on medication. Try to get your sleep. Try to go through those basic health foundations first before you go resort to drugs or medication, because once you start getting a dependence on medication to get you to sleep, it's going to be that much harder to sleep the normal, natural way. But again, if you need it, you need it, okay? So there's not a clear-cut answer there. Like I don't feel good, but tummy getting anxious, heart rate going fast. Yeah, it could be the onset of a panic attack. or sometimes it's called an anxiety attack. And it's important for you to work through a panic attack, for you to know that a typical panic attack does not last a real long time. It feels like it, but I say typical because there's atypical panic, but a typical panic attack starts and ends in there's a window, right? So it starts, peaks, and comes down. That window is about 10 to 15 minutes, typically. So it's important to know and plan ahead as well. Thoughts on intermittent explosive disorder? Yeah, that happens, and excuse me, I'm working on my it's either allergy or a head cold. I'm not sure. Intermittent expressive disorder. That is, you have different triggers. You have things that will just set you off, and sometimes you don't know why. There's usually and most always a deep inner emotion that's not necessarily anger, but it's fueling or producing the anger. What's the difference between a panic attack and just nothing? It's the same. Panic attack and anxiety attacks are synonymous. Got to go. All right. Thanks, Connie. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Any other questions? If not, I'll let you go. But if you have, I want to carry this conversation. What would you say that's more geared toward a younger? Would you say? Yeah. I would say that's probably more so with the younger. If you're talking about intermittent explosive disorder. A dual diagnosis, a comorbidity, it's where you have multiple things going on. Like if you have anxiety, it's very likely that you have depression. That's it could be a dual diagnosis of depression and anxiety. Hey, Joy, welcome. Good to see you. What provokes anxiety? You have severe panic disorder. Hey, Joy. What provokes anxiety can be different for everybody. Oh yeah, Superman. I went to see the Superman Batman movie on Tuesday. Tuesday was my treat day, and I went to see it. I liked it. It was good. I'm a bigger Marvels fan though. I'm a big time Marvels fan. I do like DC, but Marvel, yeah, that's me anyway. Yeah. When you're depressed or anxious, a lot of physical problems come as well, like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. It seems like anxiety. Thank you, K Butterfly. It seems like anxiety tends to really attack your stomach, and I think it's related to your stomach and your different parts of your brain and chemicals. I think. I'm not an expert on brain diagnosis, and really we know a lot about the brain, but there's a lot we don't know. But it seems to me that anxiety tends to go straight to your stomach, and it can produce a lot of problems, physical problems, and stress as well. Stress can lead to worry. Worry leads to anxiety, and it can make you feel nauseous. It can make you feel bloated. It can make you feel constipated. A lot of health issues. Yeah, you got your second brain. All right, Nurse Marnie. Yeah, the nurse in the house. Thanks. Yeah, that's absolutely right. When I'm depressed and don't know what to do, my husband wants to know. I would say, again, different for everybody, but one of the things that I learned when my wife was going through depression and anxiety for so long, I'm a therapist, so I know what to say. So it wasn't the words that I said, but it was the actions that I did, was what I learned. And so for your husband, I would say just being in the room and, thanks for remembering my name, Dennis. I appreciate that. Yep, follow me and you'll get my notifications. There's power in presence. So if you want to share with your husband or your spouse, let them know there's really not a whole lot that they can say to make you feel better, but there's a lot that they can do. And that is to be there, to not pressure you to get better, to not make you feel guilty, and just to be in the same room and say things like, I love you and I'm not going anywhere. I don't expect you to get better right away. I'm here for you. And I think that's probably the best that as a caregiver can do. So often caregivers want to offer a solution, and I get it. I get it. We want to come up with how to fix it, but we can't. Can abusing social media make you depressed? Sure. I think abusing just about anything can make you depressed. Perfect. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks, Joy. Caregivers need care themselves too. Absolutely, Marnie. I agree. My mom has been forcing me to get a job. She thinks it will make everything go away. Yeah, Abigail, I get the concept by that try to be productive and try to get out there and do stuff. And there comes a time where that's important. But if you're not there yet, it can make things worse. I'm a caregiver says take more meds. Well, I think that's a form of wanting a quick solution. And again, I'm not opposed to medication. It's just, why don't we try to do everything we can without going directly to it? But if you need it, if it's severe and you need to get through your day, then by all means take it. You don't respond to which question? I'm not doing it on purpose. If I don't get to your question, I am not doing it on purpose. I'll guarantee that. Foods that you eat affect you too. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. You gotta be careful what you eat and how much you eat. What would you suggest to gear away from beginning stages of diagnosis? Depends on your diagnosis. There are some meds that are more highly, you're welcome, Marnie. There are some meds that are highly addictive and you can get dependent on them too quickly. And those are the ones that I would be careful about how often you take them. But talk to your doctor or a pharmacist. Always best to do that. Handle military anxiety. That's a good question. If you, a few months ago, back in November, on Veterans Day in the U.S., I interviewed a veteran who served in the Iraqi war who has PTSD. The next day, I interviewed another Iraqi veteran. So if you go to my podcast, I interview these wonderful men. If you served in the military, if you are a first responder, thank you. Your sacrifice, there's a lot of men and women who sacrifice their bodies, but there's an awful lot of veterans who sacrifice their mind and their emotions because of PTSD. And so often we don't see it. If we don't see it, we don't think it exists. So thank you. So I do talk about PTSD on my YouTube channel as well. So my YouTube and my podcasts are great resources. Yeah, Iraq and Afghanistan. So that's huge. And I appreciate your service, but your sacrifice is huge. But there's hope. You can get help for it, but you have to reach out. And I know that there's a lot of, especially men in the military, they're strong and they're brave, and they have this concept of maybe society wants them and expects them to be macho. And so reaching out for help is not one of their first priorities. But I think it's so important. Yes, we appreciate your service. Absolutely. Or are you talking about, if you're talking about that to me, thank you. If you're talking about to those military, then I think I totally agree with that. Wellbutrin and Zoloft gave me graphic night terrors. Is that common? Yeah, I mean, I think it can be common for different people. That's why there's different types of medication, because there's not one medication that's for everybody. So what might affect you may not affect somebody else. The boundary of these terms, not sure what you mean. So I hope this is an encouragement to you. Oh, your grandpa who was in World War II just started crying when people would ask him about the war. Yeah. Back in that era, it wasn't called PTSD. It was called shell shock. Same concept. Didn't know a whole lot about it. And I think that era there's even more of a stigma than there is today. And, so many people don't get treated and help for PTSD because they're afraid to reach out for help. But there is help. It's not probably not going to go away on its own. I tried supplements for depression. It helped me, gave me some stomach cramps. Yeah, I have to go now. Thank you. You're welcome, Tina. Not a problem. And I'm planning to come back on later this afternoon if you want to catch it. But please, I would recommend that you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, and you can watch all my videos. I think that'd be a good resource for you. Seek Shaman, I don't know what that is. Just hard to me to get out of the house. Crowds tend to overwhelm me. Yeah, absolutely. And so what you're struggling with is a combination probably of PTSD and social anxiety. It's kind of a combination of those, and it's a irrational fear, right? It doesn't make you weird, doesn't make you crazy. It just means that you struggle with this. You tried to enlist in the Air Force in '65, and doctor would not release me asthma. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? That could have saved your life. You just don't know. Meaning language wise. Yeah, sorry, I don't quite understand that. I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't understand what you're trying to say. It frets me because I want to be normal again. I get that. You are normal. Hey, here's the thing. You are normal, but you're suffering from something that's abnormal. Okay? So, it's something that you did not cause. It's something that you don't want, but that doesn't mean that you're crazy or abnormal. In fact, I think it makes you normal. Because you're a human being. You have emotions, and that's a good thing. It's just that you were exposed to some things that were not good, and your mind is trying to still process what happened. Yes. So don't confuse that. If you struggle, please don't confuse your struggle with your identity. I don't know if that's what you meant, but so often I talk to people who feel like there's something wrong with them just because they struggle. And so I want you to know that there's hope, and I want you to be encouraged and not confuse that. It's hard to you to say goodbye. Is it? I'm not sure what you meant by that. Sorry. Guys, I love the comments. I thank you for the hearts. If you haven't followed me yet, then I want to encourage you to follow me on the numbers of Perry Girl there. Or you swipe it to the right or up, however you want to do that. Thanks. I appreciate that. Immune on Periscope. Okay, great. Nice glass. Yeah, I don't wear glasses most of the time, but I need them to read my comment. That's why I'm wearing them. Oh, your mom is listening too. Hey, Mom, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard. You may not care, but Catch was a platform that would automatically save Periscope recordings, and they're going out of business, sadly. And so I have a lot of videos that I've been saving. I need to try to figure out how to upload those to YouTube before it's too late. So yeah, May 4th. So they're going to be raw, unedited, but I still think they could be helpful and useful. So I'm going to try to figure out what to do. How are you trained? I have a master's degree in professional counseling. So to become a therapist, you have to get a master's degree. Then you have to pass a huge national exam. And then you have to give at least several years of experience before you can get licensed. Link that me has links to help you. Yeah, yes, you're right. You're right. Yep. I just need to find the time and look out how to do that. But I'll get there, I hope. I really appreciate the Catch's service. They've been great. Got to meet the CEO in January. He's a great guy. Tying upon a frontier. Yeah, I agree. That's right. That's right. I'll find it. We all have the same amount of time. You just got to find it. Was he bummed? I haven't talked to him since January, but I know he is. There's only 5. Did you know there's only 5 people who worked with Catch? And I applaud their efforts, and I really wish them the best of luck. So, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your comments. He seemed to send more than to respond. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If he started this, he could to again. Yeah, he started Catch. I didn't start Periscope. I think they first launched with Meerkat a year ago. My mom moved with me, and I put my 35-year-old son. Keep on, catch on. I love that. That's funny. He wants your definition of anxiety. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. I didn't catch that. My definition of anxiety is worry intensified. 2 words. Worry intensified. Worry is kind of that normal, oh my gosh, something might happen. I'm worried about that. But anxiety, it's intensified. It's magnified. It's like, I know something's going to happen. It's going to be the worst thing ever. And you're kind of expecting it. You're thinking it's going to happen. You're believing that it's going to happen and it just won't go away. Worry can come and go. Worry, it's like you might worry that you might get a bad grade, or you're worried about something and then it goes away. Anxiety is intensified. It won't go away. It's hard to go away. It's there. It's persistent. It's resistant. It will make you, it's like this leech on your back that won't go away, and it sucks the life out of you. Okay, that's a long definition of that. Is it normal to not recognize that it's anxiety? Sure. Yeah. Hello, friend. I like that handle. I think it's very possible. A lot of people suffer from anxiety. They don't realize it. They don't know that it's different. They don't know that life can be different without it. So what is a good way to deal with sadness? I didn't catch all of that. Sorry. Well, sadness tends to make you feel alone. We often live in denial. Yep. Sadness often produces loneliness. So to counter that loneliness, you find a few people, share with them your sadness, let them invest in you by being there and supporting you. And I think someone asked me this yesterday about how to deal with a breakup, and there's not a formula. You just need people in your life to support you. What would you use to stop feeling so anxious? That's a huge question. At Nimbly Psychology. Oh, cool. Nice. Feel lonely a lot. Yeah. So counter that with other people in your life and surround yourself with them. Mom got Alzheimer's and had to put my 35 stuff out. Family hates me. I just beat cancer. Wow. Congratulations on being cancer, but I'm sorry that all the other stuff's happening. Wouldn't it be nice if there was just one thing at a time? If life would throw one hardship at a time at us, but so often it's multiple things, isn't it? Dear, it scares me. I wish these comments would last a little bit longer. Sorry. Other term definition? What other term? I'm not sure what you mean. I must have missed that. Good morning, doctor. Oh, I'm not a doctor, but I'm a national certified therapist. But good morning. I have anxiety and it gives me derealization, which scares me. Yeah, when you disassociate, it can be scary. So if it's often and doing it quite often, depression. Yeah, I'll get to that. Thank you. When it's disassociation, it's often I would talk to somebody, talk to a therapist, talk to a doctor. Depression. How about we do this? Depression is sadness intensified. Depression is so gloom and doom all the time. Depression, you can't seem to find happiness and joy in your day. Depression makes you want to think negative thoughts and be critical and negative towards people. That's what depression is. But there is hope. There is hope. You can get help for it. Stress. Stress is overwhelm intensified. You feel like you can't control anything going on around you. That you feel like there's so much going on that you're stressed. And then so often stress can lead to depression and anxiety. I'm amazing. No, I'm not amazing. I'm just a guy wanting to help. But I think you're amazing. Thank you for that encouragement. How do you deal with sadness because of you can't control? Yeah, here's the thing. We can't control We can't control our day. Something can happen today. Yoga, yeah, I try it out. It help some, it may not help you, but by all means, if yoga is, you're wondering about it, then try it. It helps a lot of people. Yeah, absolutely. Meditation, yeah, try it. Why not? You have all these things that you can try. Why not try it? Will it help? I don't know, but I know it helps a lot of people. Yeah, we don't know what things might happen that are bad today, but we have to live each day and not worry about it, but deal with it as it comes, and that's hard. Yeah, imagine the worst case scenario. It's not always bad. It's not always wrong. There's definitely techniques or strategies to that, but I think it really depends on where you're at emotionally. Where are you at in your recovery? Didn't pick my battles better. Yep. Didn't catch all that. So thinking of the worst case scenario, if you're starting to feel better on the other side of your recovery, I think that's good. But if you're just starting out with depression and anxiety, you're already thinking worst case scenario. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Thank you for the hearts. And if you're new, please let me know that you're new and where you're from. I know a lot of people come and go, and that's wonderful. And I just really enjoy getting to know and meet people. When ending the world comes a lot when people are doomed. Yeah, right. Exactly. Is there a link between ADHD and anxiety and depression? Yeah, just because you have ADHD doesn't automatically mean you have anxiety and depression, though. Hello from England. But can you have all three? Yes, you can. That's called comorbidity, a combination of things. Absolutely. Deep breathing, make it easy. Yeah, if you do the deep breathing correctly, if you do it, you don't want to hyperventilate, you don't want to cause you to go into worse because of your breathing, but slow, rhythmic breathing, I think that's good. If you can slow everything down, that's a good thing. Concerning anxiety, what is the best to let go of bad things and happen in the past? Talk about it. So often people will hang on to it and not talk about it and hope it goes away. You can't bury this. You can't bury those things. So talk to a therapist. They'll keep it confidential, keep it private, but you got to get it out. You got to process it out loud. You got to process it out loud. This is a place to help one another. Yes. Yeah. I didn't see if someone's bashing, then yeah, don't do that. This is a place of safety. I want you to feel safe. I get anxiety when I start studying. What can I do? Well, take a break, walk around, get somebody, tell them that you're having anxiety, admit it. Those are all helpful things. Work through it. Say, yeah, I do have anxiety. What am I going to do about it? And just move forward. That's what else can you do? You can give into it, but that wouldn't help. So try to do everything. Take some breaks. Go exercise. Get a drink of water. Talk to somebody. Get some involved people in your studying. Hi, Katie. Yes, that is my name. Go put a .com. That's my website, johncordray.com. And if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can go to johncordray.com/YouTube, and the link is in my bio here on Periscope. So you can watch my videos. Everything that I do is to help you keep calm. That's why I'm here. So I'm going to need to be going here real soon, but I will be back on Periscope later today. Is it normal to remember you have been sexually abused 10 years later? Yeah, I mean, sure. A lot of older people tend to remember that they were sexually abused as a child. It's an interesting phenomena. I just think where your brain is getting to the point it's revealing these things that have been hidden in your brain for so long. Very important that you talk and process that out loud with somebody that you trust or a therapist. What is your opinion on the gays? They're people too. That's my opinion. And they need to be supported and encouraged and not judged. The last place we need to do is judge people. Oh, you're welcome, Andrew. Hey, thanks. Have a great day. Have a great day. Yeah, you'll never forget it. If you've been abused or had trauma, you'll never forget it. But you can work through it, and you can be better for it. And I want you to know that and to believe that. You can be a stronger person for the tragedy that you've gone through. I believe that. Thanks for making us aware. You're welcome. That's my job. That's why I'm here. I want to encourage you and inspire you and remind you. And I think we all need to be reminded that just because you struggle with something doesn't mean you're less of a person. So remember and realize that you're a human being with emotions that just happens to struggle with anxiety or depression or stress. Love others and not judge. Absolutely, I agree. Thank you for what... You're welcome. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you. I'm glad that you found me as well. I would not be doing this, spending my time, if it wasn't for you all. So I appreciate you so much. Yeah, weather does make a big difference. I agree. Exams coming up. Any advice? Study. You got to study. Study hard. Get people in your life to help you study. Let them know if you're nervous about it. Then do it. You have to overcome that fear. Okay? I know it's easy. It's easy to say, but hard to do. I get it. But that's what you got to do. It was a family member. Oh, I didn't catch the first part. You guys are wonderful. I really appreciate you. Oh, good. I'm glad that you found this as well. Family, yeah. Typically, it's somebody with sexual abuse. It's somebody close to you that has done it. Yeah, and that's unfortunate because those are the people that you feel that you trust, and they break that trust. And when they break that trust, it's hard for you to trust anybody. It's hard to give somebody else your heart because they did something horrible to you. So sorry that I missed that. You can please repeat. Oh, well, what did you miss? I don't know what you missed. Yes. So it should never happen. Abuse, sexual abuse, or any abuse should never happen. But you just have to say it did and keep living and help other people. That's the key. The key is not being perfect. The key is not pretending to be perfect. The key is saying, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Let's help each other. Let's support each other. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, how rich you are, how popular you are. We all struggle. We're all human beings. Why shouldn't we act like human beings and support one another? That's my thought. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that I'm amazing. I'm not, I get what you're saying, and it's humbling to me. But I don't look at myself as amazing. I look at myself as somebody that I'm fortunate enough to have the experience, to have the education and the credentials, and the ability to come online and to share with you. And I am incredibly humbled by that. My anxiety is awful. I wish I could be calm. I believe you will one day. You'll get there. Preventing night terrors, Kayla, that's a hard one. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm a national certified therapist, a licensed professional counselor, and a national certified therapist. Yeah, the night terrors, it's hard. Again, someone else asked that earlier. Work on the 3 basics: eat, exercise, drink water. That's not a cure, I know, but we're trying to be preventative. Why not do everything you can with your physical body to help your emotions, right? So you may have experienced a traumatic event and it's coming out in your dreams. I don't know how long you've had it, so there's a lot of different follow-up questions. But if it's persistent, then I would say talk to your therapist. Medicine for the last 15 years, Miles. Should I continue it forever? That's a question for your doctor. I think if you want to stay on it, that's your decision. If you want to get off, then find a therapist to help you work through it. Constant worries, Bill. Yeah, I hear you. I'm the same way. My biggest struggle, again, I'm being real. I'm being transparent. One of my biggest struggles is paying bills too. Right? I have a family. I want to provide, and I own a private practice, but that doesn't mean I'm rich. I mean, what that means is if I don't have clients, I don't get paid. And so I start to worry and stress too when it comes to paying bills. So I hear you. But that's right. Even therapists are struggling. Are human. Yes, I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be. But I think that's what attracts people. I say I'm a calm expert, and I am, but I don't say I'm perfect. I'm an imperfect human being who happens to know how to help other people. That's all it is. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I need to go because I have a busy day today. I'm going to be recording a podcast soon for my show, and I'm also going to be recording a video for my YouTube channel today as well. And I'm coming back on Periscope later today. Concern and anxiety, the difference. Intensity. You can be concerned for something. That's normal, okay? So I'm not saying you should never have anxiety or feel down. Those are normal, natural, human emotions. But when it gets really bad, out of hand, controlling, that's when it becomes a problem. So a concern, that's normal. We all have concern. Anxiety it won't go away. I said earlier, anxiety is worry intensified, and it's lasting and won't go away. It's hard for it to go away. So that's a very quick definition. All right, guys, I have to get going. I appreciate you. Bye from Super Calm UK. Nice. Here's to a very calm evening. Yes, popsicles. Have a great calm evening, a restful evening. And if you want to follow me on Snapchat, I can be a dork sometimes. I enjoy doing that, goofing off. See you later. But I'm on Snapchat as well. You guys are great. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. And just know that you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. And you have somebody in your corner. That's me. I'm your Chief Encouragement Officer, your CEO, okay? So make sure you follow me. I'm on just about every social media platform. And reach out to me. I would love to connect with you. And I'm on Twitter a lot, so you can reach out to me as well. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you. Thanks, G-Snap. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you for sharing. And, you just joined. Oh, no, I'm getting ready to take off. But I will be on later this afternoon. And you can always watch the replay. If you want to learn more about this, what anxiety or stress or depression, follow me on YouTube. And my link is in my bio here on Periscope. You guys are awesome. Ricky, sorry, I'm getting ready to sign off. You guys are awesome. Don't give in to thinking that there's something wrong with you. Twitter again. Yes. Where is it? There it is. At John P. Cordray. It's the same as my handle here on Periscope. Okay? So tweet me. Share this on Twitter. That would be awesome. And if you share it on Twitter, I will heart you, give you a heart, and retweet it. Yes. Yes, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Snapchat. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So I'm everywhere. All right. You're welcome. Take care, guys. And if you are going to be around, I'm in the U.S. Same handle for everything. Yes. I'm in the U.S. So I'm coming on later this afternoon on Periscope as well. All right, guys. Take care. Appreciate you so much. I'm in your corner. I believe in you. Take care. Bye.